Are you looking for your first opportunity within the crypto space and having some difficulties, having some challenges in doing so? Let's talk about some things that you can do a little bit differently. You can think a little bit differently on so that you can be more successful. Now, one of the things I hear often from job seekers when they're thinking about opportunities within the crypto space is that they run into a stumbling block. And that stumbling block is often companies requiring previous experience within the industry. And that's fine if they want to do so because, quite frankly, some jobs really need it. However, if you are somebody that wants to get into the industry and every job you seem to come across requires previous experience, how are you ever going to get into the industry? And so let's talk about that in general right now. Now, one of the things I think a lot of people struggle with is really finding their value proposition as a job seeker. One of the things you really want to know is, how am I potentially valuable to a company that is interested in hiring me? And if you don't know this, it becomes very difficult for you to find a new opportunity. It becomes very difficult for you to get interviews and very difficult for you to get jobs. And so you want to think about what your value is to an organization and what is the best role for you in a potential organization. And so if you don't know this, you really want to think deeply about that. For some people, this is very easy. Right now, I'm an engineer at a tech company. I'd like to be an engineer at a crypto company. The value I provide is the prior experience that I have as an engineer. It's a pretty simple solution. The same might be the case for maybe some other types of opportunities. Let's say marketing or sales. I work in sales. I work in marketing. I have prior marketing experience, and I want to do the same thing in crypto. Now, if you do not know what type of experience that you have is valuable for you as a potential job seeker, you really need to go and get that outside of the industry. It becomes just very difficult sometimes. People will reach out to myself and the team at Proof of Talent, and they'll say, hey, I have no real applicable experience here. However, I want to get a job in crypto. And quite frankly, that is really difficult and sometimes just not enough. You can't kind of come to the table with a company and say, I don't really offer anything. I can't bring any value here. I just want a job. Would you hire that person if you were an employer? Would you give that person an interview if you're an employer? Probably not. However, if you have some experience that you can bring to the table, that is really what you want to do. You want to make sure that you have that experience that you can bring to the table. So one of the biggest things, again, it's finding that experience and creating a value proposition around yourself as a potential job seeker, as an employee, because ultimately what you're trying to do when you're finding a role within a company is finding a company that can benefit from the value that your hard work can provide, and a place ultimately that you also enjoy doing so and get fairly compensated for doing so as well. So trying to think about your value proposition. What can you do with a specific company, and what type of role is that as well? So from there, you really want to try and define the types of roles that your value lay within. And if you have trouble doing so, I think you really want to own in here and not have 5 or 6 different types of opportunities. Sometimes individuals will come to us at Proof Talent and they'll say, hey, I have experience in product, I have experience in trading, I have experience in sales, in marketing, and operations. And having too much experience or having too wide variety of an experience skill set sometimes makes it more difficult. What are you best at there? Try and own in on that. If you have experience with product and marketing and operations and sales, that's great. And you may have all that experience, but what are you best at in that situation? What are you most passionate about, and how can you own in on that skill set? Don't go out and apply for 50 different types of roles. Find the one thing that you think you're really good at. Try and build up your experience in that skill set as much as you can outside of the industry. Try and network within those types of individuals within a company. Try and cater your experience and your resume and your skill set towards that 1 or 2 types of things versus trying to be a generalist across the board and perfect at everything. I think that becomes much harder and a much more difficult sell for a lot of companies unless they're literally looking for somebody that they would just call a generalist. So let's just summarize on that. Understand your value proposition. What can you bring to the table for an organization? What are you best at? Where does your experience lie outside of the crypto industry? Do you have any experience outside of the crypto industry? If not, try and get some experience outside of the crypto industry. It's going to be a lot easier for you to get hired. And if you already have experience, keep going and keep deepening that experience and that skill set as much as you possibly can. Then once you have that value proposition owned in, you know what you are good at and where your experience and where your talent lies, then from there, try and find those roles that are parallel to that connect from point A to point B. I work in sales. Here's a sales role. I'm an engineer. Here's an engineering role. I have this experience. I think it would be good for that. And do that as much as you can. Find those and really cater your experience or cater your value proposition towards applying to, again, provide value to those roles. Now, hopefully that was helpful if you are somebody that is looking for that first opportunity within the crypto industry. If you have any questions based upon that, feel free to let me know in the comments. And as well, if you are interested in a new opportunity within the crypto space, could be your first, could be your second, third, fourth, I don't care. Reach out to Proof of Talent. I will have a link below. You can send in your resume, and if we have anything that'd be a good fit, we will do our best to match you with those opportunities. Rob from Proof of Talent, thanks so much.